Marty Venit, ladies and gentlemen.
So I go over the questions.
Whatever's comfortable for you.
I started trading in 1983, but I started working in 79. I was a runner for Lynn Waldock, I think, Beery Lynn. Just a friendly, what a neat, nice person he was back then for the $90 a week we were making back then. And I worked on the floor in and out of college. And then in 83, decided, my quest for a PhD from Oxford wasn't going anywhere. So I got, my father gave me the ability after, working there, working phones and, being a chartist and whatever, just amassing an incredible amount of knowledge to trade. This is 2 floors ago. This is the one on Jackson. So in 1983 I started trading. I think I had $1,600 in bar mitzvah money that my dad wouldn't give me. And he opened up all the doors, and he gave me an opportunity to be here for 27 years. I also got to start trading with, probably 2 of the best pit traders that I've ever seen, WBP and SET. So I got to watch these guys in action. When you get to see traders like that, oof, it's incredible. I was in the first trading floor. It was like you were Mr. Applicant. You had to wear a sport coat. People would shake your hands. It was kind of an interesting, an amazing rite of passage, after being a runner. And, when I was a runner as well, my father was not like, okay, come on over because I'm a trader in the gold. My dad didn't even know who I was on the floor, which was probably a good thing. So the first impression of the trading floor was just this, it was this chaotic scene that made complete sense to me, which is basically how I've lived my life anyway. My most memorable moments there is just, any day, any time that I get to work with my dad for 30 years. So every moment that I get to work with my father, my brother, my cousins have been down here, but being able to work with my dad is probably the most amazing. This is probably my fun managing people calling me. The most important thing a trader needs, of course, is a really good friend who's an order filler. That's the most important thing, obviously. No, the most important thing a trader needs, in my opinion, is you have to be disciplined, no matter what. You have to be disciplined and, not think for 1 second that you know what you're doing down there, because the second you think you know what you're doing will be the last second that you're down there trading. Humility, which is just abundant in S&P pit anyway. The humility that you see in S&P pit, it's overwhelming. Every time I walk in there, I want to start crying. But let's see. Sorry about that. It's my psychiatrist calling. My funniest memory. Basically are the markets that these guys make at 3 o'clock every day. Those are hilarious. I was in the pit with a trader. His badge was TC. This is probably in '88, and he got written up for pushing someone. And all right, ready? There. He got written up for pushing somebody in the pit. And there was some arguing, and the gentleman who wrote him up, his acronym was OO. And he goes, "You can't push me." And he goes, "I'm writing you up, I'm writing you up." And next thing he goes, "Oh, so you're writing me up, hey?" And he was 4 people around him, and he reached over, and he punched him in the nose and goes, "Then you can write me up for that, then." Knocked his glasses off, knocked him back. I mean, obviously I was evidently involved in one of the funniest moments ever when somebody set me on fire, which was nice because as my leg was burning, everyone that traded around me was pointing to the other guy who did it, and then they decided to put me out with 14 Diet Cokes and 12 vitamin waters. So, that was nice too. And I think the guy got fined $200, whoever was the culprit. So basically you get more for eating a sandwich on the floor than you do for actually setting someone's leg on fire. By the way, I still have 7 years to sue this place too. It's my ticket out of here. As I mentioned earlier, I started with $1,600, and I think that's what I have left. So it's been, I've come full circle. My favorite charities are, I had a brother that passed away from AIDS, so I donate a lot of money and to, not a lot, but whatever I can, to like Lambda and Open Hand, Aids of Chicago. And I think that, as a floor trader, you just, there's always, a little something that you're giving to various people that are in need or in trouble. And for the most part, I think the people at the market are pretty good about that. But, other than that, it's been since 1979. And I've never had a boss. I've never been on a job interview. And all this stuff is going to be a little, it's going to come in handy in the next, 3 or 4 months when I actually have to go look for a job. So if you know anyone that's hiring, I got 30 years experience. Other than that, that's about it.
Wonderful.
All right.